Hi, this is Sujata's Heaven on Earth. So today I'm going to talk about word from God. So how did God create this world? And why is it important for us? So I'm going to go back to the Bible, the first book, Genesis, chapter 1 and verse 3. Then God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. Further down in verse 6, then God said, "Let there be firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters." And the firmament he called heaven. Further down in verse 9, so we are still discussing Genesis 1. Verse 9, then God said, "Let the waters under the heavens be gathered together into one place, and let the dry land appear." And it was so. So this is how, going further down, I won't read from the Bible, but going further down, God said, and he created the dry land. God said, he then created the grass. He then created day and night by speaking from his mouth. Then God said, and he made cattle, the birds of the air, the beast, the creeping things. And then coming down to Genesis chapter 1, verse 26, then God said, "Let us make men in our image, according to our likeness. Let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the air, and over the cattle, over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps on the earth." And verse 27 says, "So God created man in his own image." So now my point here is that God had to speak to create what he created. Everything that he created, he had to speak. He spoke. He said the words. Otherwise, nothing would have been created. And he had to speak and got the birds, the animals, the beasts, the insects, and even man. He created by first speaking out of his mouth. So he spoke what he wanted. So how do you think that you and I can speak just anything and expect wonderful results? So how do you think you can create prosperity by speaking the words of lack? How do you think you can create and bring health in your life by constantly speaking the words of sickness and ill health? How do you create happiness by just speaking all the time the words of sadness, of disappointments? How do you bless your children when you are constantly speaking words of curses over them? Words like, "You will amount to nothing." Words like, "You will never be a good person." Words like, "You will always be nasty." Not even your children, but your family, your spouse, brothers, sisters, your friends, relatives, everybody. How can you create a safe life? By constantly speaking with your mouth the words of the dangers, the words of accidents, and all such destructive uh, words that come out of your mouth. How can you create peace? By speaking words of restlessness. So guys, what is my point here? Why did God give us words? He was trying to prove a point. Use your words to create what you want, to bring into your life your health, wealth, prosperity. He gave us words for a reason. He created this world. He created everything and even us by his words. So you use God's MO, modus operandi, his method of operation, and you use the right words to create your world. Your world is made up of your own health, wealth, prosperity, love, joy, peace, and happiness. Uh, Safe abiding, safely you go out and safely you come in. Bless over yourself, bless over your children. So follow God's way of working. Speak the right words and get the right results. I have seen many people saying all the wrong things and then they wonder how did so much disaster and destruction come into their life. They are speaking bad words all the time and then they wonder how come nothing good is happening to me? How come nothing good is happening in my life? How can it? Because you are getting what you speak from your mouth. So guys, use the nice words. Use the words of love, joy, peace, and happiness, and prosperity, health, wealth, kindness, and faith. All right? Use the nice words and create your beautiful life.